right, you can see that lineup. That's SAS versus our Latin American folks coming in with the super high ping. They're playing on US Eastern servers here to try to get some semblance of, you know, kind of an even match. Always tough. These are folks playing, remember, from basically halfway across the world against each other. So obviously less than ideal from an internet perspective, but shout out to the players for making it happen. UTPL match 2 getting underway here really any second. All right, here we go. SAS versus LATAM first. Match of the day, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you the first week of Season 3 UTPL. Good to be back with all of you. Haven't casted some 4-on-4 team deathmatch in quite a while, probably since Season 2, so we're going to get kicked off here. Starting off with a bit of kind of positioning. Deck, of course, being one of the smaller 4v4 maps played. We'll definitely see some fighting over this 100 armor early on. Looks like Krytek stealing that first one. We'll follow him with it and see what he can do. Still a minute till amp spawns, but we do have belt coming up in about 20 seconds. We'll see if anyone in position for that. You see a couple of SAS players up top already trying to control that ever important top deck where they can snipe down from. I think that's going to be extra important against these guys, because there's one thing you can kind of do in this game with high ping. It's run around with that sniper rifle, take predictive shots. Actually, Krytek again stealing that pickup. So far, armor's all going to Krytek. Looks like he's going to be holding that pit, hanging down on the bottom half of the map. I would be curious to find out if he will be controlling those boots. Sometimes we see players hang around the bottom half of the map, control those jump boots, and then control the other power-ups from there. You can see all three in view here. Amp will be spawning right now. Aiko steals it. And that is often the tip of the spear for SAS on this map, is getting Aiko with Amp in his hands, a sniper rifle, perhaps a shock rifle, but typically wants some armor as well. You see exactly why you can die so quickly in this game. You certainly want to defend, or I should say give your Amp runner something to defend himself with. So as it is, after the first couple opening minutes, as teams settle in, SAS with a little bit of a lead early on, but of course, anything can happen. And SAS in particular has shown the ability, the nice combo coming up the lip there by Matt. SAS has showed the ability throughout the prior 2 seasons to turn it on whenever they need to, whether it's extending a lead, sealing a match, or even comebacks. As soon as they can finally wrest map control away, nice run here by Matt with the combos falling away. But Deck in particular is a map where once you get control and you can start churning out those spawn kills, you can make 10 to 20 kills happen in an instant. And so both teams have to be aware of that, no matter what the score is on the scoreboard. As long as there's time left on the clock, anyone's going to be capable of flipping that script very quickly. And Matt right now on a roll. He did go down a second ago, but we do have Amp up. Let's back up to it just a bit. Ooh, Reeve danced around a little bit, grabbed it, and went down. Krytek with another power-up in his hands. No armor to back it up, though. So he might want to have some teammates escort him around the map. Doesn't want to give this power-up back up to the enemy team if he can avoid it. You see them making that push up top. Oh, and he kills his teammate and himself. Oh, Krytek, a bit unlucky there. Probably could fairly convincingly blame Ping on that one. I mean, rockets really, projectiles in particular are extra difficult when you have a high ping like that. Also could have run or lost count of his rockets. I didn't see what his ammo count was. Sometimes you're trying to charge up 3 and you only have 2. You end up killing yourself. Or in that case, your teammate as well. So dangerous. 10 seconds left till both armors spawn. We're going to back up to shield belt here and give you a view of the middle of the map. See jump boots down low. So the blue team here circling around up top, able to grab it again. Let's check the scoreboard here. Crytek with 4 vests, 2 belts, not a single shield belt for SAS yet. That's, I think, the first time I've seen that. I know we're only about a third of the way into this map, but typically their shield belt control on this map is an important aspect of their strategy. So credit to Blue here for, at the very least, challenging and really keeping themselves in this game so far on the backs of those power-ups. Well, meanwhile, Amp is up. We do see Eiko grab it again. Still no armor, and so that's going to be huge. Grabbing those belts is as much about, you know, kind of using it for your own player as it is denying it. If SAS is going to continue to hold this Amp and control it effectively, then Blue needs to do everything that they can to keep that Amp runner weak. In other words, not allow them to stack Amp on top of an armor. You see the rockets coming in from Chris Power. Because the key thing, too, about Amp, of course, is that if you die, you drop it. Obviously, that's not the case for any of the armors, so it's just sort of a different balance in those power-ups. We did see Matt grabbing that belt, so again, stellar shield belt control here early on by the blue team. Red, though, up by double digits now. We'll go on board. Who's their scoreboard looking like? Eiko Slay with an incredibly efficient game so far. We've seen that from him in the past. We'll follow him around a little bit. Typically plays down low. And there's the Rampage. Of course, we're going to curse him right now, I'm sure. He'll probably get knocked into the goo. Yeah, playing down low. Slay in the pit area, controlling the vest, helping with power-ups. Very rarely we'll see him spend much time up top. So he kind of helps play, if you will, the backside of the map for SAS. So he's out on an island sometimes. It does also mean that he doesn't typically have to share a whole lot of pickups. So sometimes see him grab upwards of 10, 15, 100 armor vests in a given match because it's basically his responsibility. So he can keep himself alive. Not uncommon to see him do that really in any map. It's often his position. And depending on how the enemy team plays, that can allow him to be incredibly efficient. That said, we do see Matt going on an amp run of his own. He grabs 50 armor. It's going to be a smart move to give him some survivability. SAS right now doing a great job of just avoiding him. But there's the Rampage by Matt. So Matt having a big game. And him and Slay, both players on a Rampage. Oh, and Slay going to take him out with rockets. So the one Rampage beats the other. Take a quick look at that scoreboard to see how they're looking. You can see Matt, only 20 and 12, but 10 straight kills right there that we saw. Keeping his team in the game, fighting their way back in. Still a 13 frag lead, but it's been pretty much even for the last 5 minutes or so. So again, we're following Slay. Ooh, just dodging those rockets, and he finally goes down. Almost a dominating spree going on for Slay, but he goes down finally, and he'll be 18 and 6 right now to give you an idea of just how well he's been surviving. Reeve with the takedown up top. Let's go on board with, I don't know, let's go on board with maybe Wolverine. I'm trying to find someone who has been holding mid for SAS to get an idea of what that looks like. Still a 13 frag lead, so we've basically been dead even for the past, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes. Eiko grabbing that amp. We'll go on board with him. He goes down. So red team right now still kind of controlling the pickups of the amps, but blue, you can see Matt again with the amp in his hand, responding, killing their amp runner, and another killing spree. So a Rampage first, killing spree second by Matt, having a huge game right now just to try to keep his team competitive. Only down by 10 now, back to 9 for a split second. So blue here fighting their way back in. But again, deck such a small map. Either team here, if they can just grab decisive control, can churn out kills so quickly. Reeve grabbing 100 armor. I think that's his first 100 armor of the game. We'll look real quick to confirm that. Yeah, 8 of them going to Slay. Finally, a couple shield belts going to SAS. We did see a couple amps going to the blue team as well, though. So red and blue kind of flip-flopping there. You see Reeve now up top with that sniper rifle in hand. Eats a combo very quick. There was a nice response. Didn't even have time to dodge it, but you can see up top just holding those angles. Just firing shot after shot. Does go down to an enforcer. And so here we go. Belt up in 6 seconds, amp up in 12. So be a pivotal moment in this match as red team pushed it up to almost a 20 frag lead now. They do grab that belt, they pay for it. And now nobody on red really in position for this amp. This could be an opportunity for blue to steal it. Fabo doesn't have much health, really not even many weapons, so needs some teammates to rotate over quickly. Instead, Aiko again. Aiko always seems to find the amp in his hands. Oh, and he eats a goo shot, so nice counter to kind of negate that amp. They're kind of just being defensive with it, but 2 quick kills there. And back to a 14 frag lead, but red right now, there's an ebb and flow to this match. And right now that the ebbs are ending up in SAS's favor. As you can see, red up by back to 14, 15 or so. It's kind of been a game of runs back and forth at this point. So Aiko with the belt. I think that might be Aiko's first shield belt of the game. No, it's his second. Okay. So this is what red team wants. They want Aiko running around with a sniper rifle and armor, and if he can get an amp in his hand, this could be their opportunity. Ooh, you see some quick kills there. Back up almost to a 20 frag lead, and that just kind of gives you an example of how quickly they can get 2, 3, 5, 20 kills on the board once they take control of the map. They really know how to clamp down, especially on small maps like this. Up to a 21-point lead. Blue fighting their way back in. These power-ups are going to be so important. So Aiko does grab that amp, but again, they eat down his shield. Getting rid of it. Oh, down to, yep, there you go. Snipers from behind. And that's why it's so important to hold that top area. You get that amp in your hands and you're getting shot from behind. And this has just been a messy match, it must be said. Right now, red team's still getting the best of it. Wolverine now, who has been relatively quiet this game. We'll take a look at Wolverine. We've seen him have monster games, often on the backs of controlling multiple power-ups. So Wolverine will often run that sort of middle of the map, boots to amp, and sometimes, you know, grabbing that belt in between. It's been a lot more dogfighting in the middle of this map, lots of contested shield belts, as we can see, lots of contested amps. So hasn't really gotten to get into that same rhythm. If he doesn't control that lower pit, I think that's going to push him out to the top of the map, which is a little more dangerous area. Oh, and right now a whole wipe there by SAS. Blue team going down completely, and this could be the situation red team was looking for to really clamp down. We'll go on board with Slays. He's got some extra health and armor. They know that blue is completely respawning right now. Nobody on blue is really particularly well equipped or stacked. They can just be hyper aggressive. And this is exactly what we're seeing now, you know, up to almost a 40 frag lead now. And that was really in a matter of 2 to 3 minutes. SAS, red team here, just completely took control of this map. Aiko on board now with a little bit of armor and amp. Hasn't had much success with the amp runs this game, so credit blue there for keeping an eye on red team's strategy. I mean, Aiko with armor, amp, and sniper is really kind of the deadliest combination on this map. And they've kind of neutralized that a bit. Now, obviously, the score is still very well in red team's favor, and I think they're gonna ride this one out and take the first map win. But if blue team here had a strategy and it was to negate some of those power-ups and to negate, you know, letting players get stacked and run around as kind of a wrecking ball, they have done that reasonably effectively. And we saw early on in the game, controlling some power-ups. I mean, you can see shield belts are dead even. A slight vest advantage for SAS. Probably credit Slay there. I mean, obviously he's got a big KDR, which is not uncommon for him, but given that 10 vests went to blue team, Slay's obviously seen some pressure over there, but managed to stay alive even whenever he did see some pressure. And the amp time, pretty much even between the two. Actually, blue with a little bit more amp time. So, kind of an interesting match to analyze and break down, because blue team, by all intents and purposes, did accomplish some goals. I think they pretty much just getting out fragged here. And there's Aiko going on a killing spree. And these are the kind of runs that we're used to seeing from Echo, especially on this map, where it's a nice, wide open kind of duck hunt map. If you can run around, grab a sniper rifle, shock rifle, or something, especially with AMP, you're just playing insta-gib at that point. Point and click, and people die. You're like, all right, recycle bin over here, Internet Explorer over here, my documents over here, and all of a sudden you've got a triple kill. So 30 seconds left, up to a 45 frag lead, and SAS just doing what we've seen them do in the past. It was a much closer game for the first half or so. Like you said, blue team here, I mean, you can see from some of the numbers on the board, especially the power-up control. I mean, they were in position a lot of times. They actually put themselves in pretty decent situations as far as, you know, fighting off the AMP runners, you know, grabbing power-ups, stealing some belts. So there are some positive takeaways here. It's sometimes hard to find positives in a 50-point loss, but yeah, I mean, look at that power-up control. That is as well contested as I've seen SAS in a blowout game as far as power-up control. So, you know, some things to keep an eye out for in map 2 as well. If they can catch them on maybe a closer map, or maybe a map where they can do a little bit more damage to them, that power-up control can be key, you know. I would say the first half of the map, it was pretty even. You saw it about 10 to 15 point difference, kind of stuck there. Blue fought back within 10. Remember, they were back within 8 or 9 frags around that halfway point. And that's when SAS, you know, red team here really turned it on, as we've seen them do in the past, especially on a small map like this. So again, nothing super shocking there. And of course, the downside for blue team here is they're going to be going onto Temple, which I think is probably SAS's, if not favorite, certainly one of their best maps. So you can see the lineups. Looks like we're staying with the same lineups for both teams. Completely different style of map here. Going on to, you know, Temple versus Deck. Much more close quarters, lots of flak and rockets, combos around corners, as opposed to the wide open kind of hit scan fest that Deck can be. I think that actually favors SAS though. Like we say, you know, you can see the pings for blue playing from Latin America. Basically routing, you know, well, I mean, they're playing in the US East server, so routing about a quarter of the way across the planet instead of halfway across. Hit scan's definitely going to be a lot easier for them. Movement, dodging, projectiles, very difficult with high ping. But in any case, players all ready. Map 2 starting right now. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you map 2. This first matchup for me of this season. So we just saw SAS really running away on Deck. Pretty intriguing one to analyze though, just because of blue team here's ability to contest those power-ups. One thing about this map, in contrast to Deck, power-ups aren't as exposed and vulnerable. You kind of have to get there a little bit earlier and fight them off. Be very interested to see how those numbers compare this game. That said, it is also a much more close quarters map. Weapon balance going to be completely different. You can't run around with a shotgun sniper the entire time like you can on Deck. We'll see if that plays a factor. I think that probably benefits. Ooh, and you can see the close range flak by Chris Powell, but you're going to see a lot of flak kills in this game compared to Deck. I think the weapon balance, especially with the ping differential, benefits SAS here. That said, if blue here can get in front of those power-ups, so they can get there early and contest them as well as they did on Deck, they can maybe hold them off a little bit easier, because there are times on Deck when you can be in great position for a power-up, and just get it stolen right out from under you. A little bit harder to do that on this map. Definitely rewards that organization and positioning a little bit more. Meanwhile, Amp is up. So Aiko getting Amp pretty much, business as usual. Amp sniper rifle in Aiko's hands, unfortunately for him, down to 6 HP. And this is something, just dodges that rocket and falls down. So Aiko with the Frogger move, but ends up getting squashed in the end. And that Amp goes right back to the blue team here. Already a 7 frag lead for SAS though. Reeve with a flat kill, taking him down. Amp pretty much neutralized there. We did see Wolverine grabbing that belt. So already a better start on the power-ups for red team here on deck. We did see blue contesting lots of those power-ups early, and I think they took the first 4 or 5 shield belts, if I'm not mistaken. Drew pretty much even on Amp time, and a slight lead on the 100 armor vests on deck. Went to red, but still I think it was 14-10, so like I said, an intriguing one to break down there as far as power control goes, especially in relation to frag differential. So red broken this one out to down to 6-0, down to a 5 frag lead, so still anyone's game. I will say this. This is obviously a much bigger map, not a kind of map where you can erase the 10 frag deficit instantly like you can on deck. Oh, nice grab there. As you saw how stacked Wolverine was. So he actually took a ton of damage, but he was up to, I think 190 HP was that? So he was very well equipped to tank that damage and get away with that Amp and the opportunity to do some work with it. You see him going on a killing spree up top. Ooh, almost took some fall damage there. Narrowly avoided it and got the kill. And back up to a 15 frag lead. You saw how quickly that happened. Amp runs on this map are really the exception. If you can get an Amp, you can run around and find those enemy players. It's so hard to escape anyone on this map because of how close quarters it is. You get an Amp, even with a Stinger. We've seen Amp Stinger runs on this map be devastating. And one thing you did note from Wolverine there, his ability to get down and essentially control those health vials down low. There's a deceptive amount of health vials on this map. You saw him up to 190 health not so long ago on the backs of those vials, and you can see him already, running the bottom side of that map, not unlike what he actually was doing on deck. And here we see him going on a rampage, and already over a 20 frag lead. Red team really turning it on now. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard. 4 belts to none. This is a complete reversal of what we saw at the beginning of deck. Amp time mostly in SAS's favor. So right now, blue team having a difficult time contesting any of those power-ups. So probably credit SAS's organization there. I mean, again, this is the 3rd straight season we've seen these guys be favorites to win, or, top of the favorites to finish top 3, we'll say. Probably favorites to finish top 2 from the very beginning. So they've been playing together a long time, and that coordination is going to help. And I think it's really rewarded on a map like this, where you can't just, turn a corner and all of a sudden you're at the power-up. Oh, you see him, the weapon sharing there. That's something that we don't talk about a whole lot. It's not as common in this game since you can't share Enforcer, but it's such a key, 2 4v4 TDM in particular. So Wolverine, of course, having a super efficient game. We don't want to stick to him the whole time. Back up to 199 health. I mean, this is what Wolverine likes to do. This is when he's at his best. We saw him kind of trying to do that on deck, but they were disrupting him. He wasn't able to run the bottom of the map, getting all those power-ups. But he's been at over 150 HP. Let's just say a significant portion of this map. I'm not going to guess any numbers there. But that's all in the backs of those health vials. It's not like there's a keg that he's picking up. Oh, and the rising headshot. Again, we'll take a quick look at that scoreboard. So multiple players with single-digit deaths here for red. kind of running away with this one. This is their favorite and arguably best map. We did see a grab of that amp, so we've seen a couple of shots to take here. Again, though, this map really not playing to their strengths. If he was on, you know, if you're on deck, and we saw that multiple times, if you manage to steal that amp for the enemy team or kill them and take it back, you turn the corner with a sniper rifle, and all of a sudden you've got 8 targets, or well, I should say, you've got 8 people in front of you. Or perhaps you got 7 people in front of you. You got to carry the one, but and you're just like playing duck hunt at that point. You're just pointing and clicking. This map, a lot more positioning involved. You can get flanked a lot easier, ambushed. You turn the corner, someone's got flat cannon waiting for you, and you're just decimated instantly. We saw Matt grabbing that belt, but going down immediately. Let's get an eye on some of these power-ups. I've been following players so much. Second half of the map, let's keep an eye on how the fights for these power-ups look. So you can see Amp here in that kind of monolith in the middle of the room. And you can see this is why it's so important to get to these power-ups early, because you have to fight people off of them. You can kind of seal the room almost like it's a capture the flag map. And you see just that. Players in position early. Throwing combos around. Aiko with a clean grab. Another rampage, this time by Slay. Aiko, not a whole lot of armor, but he does have Link, Flak, and Sniper Rifle, which is a pretty good setup, especially on this map. I don't know how much Aiko favors the Flak Cannon, though. Certainly Link on this map can be devastating because it's just so hard to get away. If you turn that corner and someone's got a Link on you, it's basically impossible to escape. You pretty much have to kill them. Another headshot. Wolverine with some of the twitchiest headshots this game. You see him picking up those boots and, again, controlling those vials. I don't think we're going to have any statistics for number of vials picked up, but I guarantee you, I mean, you can see Wolverine. Yeah, you know what? I bet picking up vials counts as healing, even if it's over 100 health. So almost 700 healing. Most of that, I'm sure, was when he already had 100 health. Wolverine just dominating the bottom half of the map, really paying dividends, and kind of just taking control of this match. I mean, obviously every player on red is having a good game, but Wolverine just looking completely dominant. That said, Reeve has been putting out tons of damage. Let's go on board with Reeve to see what he's doing. Not as good of a KDA, but lots of damage output. So we do see another belt and amp taken. You know what, we were going to go on board with Slave for the amp, but it looks like Matt able to steal it right back. Going down to Wolverine. Oh, and this time Aiko. So here we go. Aiko with an amp sniper rifle and some armor. This is where he wants to be here. Oh, and baits Fabo, or is it Fabo? In any case, baits him into flacking himself in the face. That's a tough spot down there, especially again with high ping. This is a rough map for high pingers. You get stuck with rockets and flak. Very easy to kill yourself. A split-second delay on that projectile, and all of a sudden you're shooting yourself in the face. Tough on these close quarters maps. But yeah, we wanted to go on board with Reeve. We've seen him do a ton of damage as we see the 5-minute warning. Almost 4K damage already. So we do have this amp spawning soon. This will actually be an interesting view from the perspective of someone kind of getting in position. We have that shock rifle spawning soon. Of course, so important to holding really any room, just the ability to throw those combos out. Aiko up top. You see the cover here from down low. Pretty well coordinated right there. Aiko, though, down to 6 HP. Wolverine on a rampage, but down to 18 himself. Amp did go down. Blue has it in their hands. We'll see. Close range amp flak just totally melts people on this map. Follows it up with a sniper rifle. Again, sniper probably the easiest weapon to use when you're facing high ping like these guys are. But just not a map that really favors it. The rising boot jump sniper rifle there. Nice shot. Doesn't get the kill though, and Reeve makes him pay. check Reeve's stats so you can see flat kills, some combo kills, really a little bit of everything. But you can see how balanced from a weapon standpoint this map can be just depending on where you are. You see the Bio Rifle, even Bio Rifle, this can be one of the more effective maps for Bio. Nice trap by Reeve. You saw him throw the Bio Rifle to the right, jump to the left, and hit that sniper. Just set him up perfectly there. So we have both power-ups spawning soon. Reeve again out in front of this amp. Is it going to be Echo up top? It looks like we can see they're really just giving Echo the amp. Oh, and he gets gooed off by Crytek, so nice counter. Amp is still up. We're going to see that fighting over it. We're going to back up just a little bit. Blue team does get a pretty clean grab of the amp, actually, and a double kill immediately. So key there. Didn't just grab amp, but grab amp with someone who had armor and, in this case, jump boots. And a good weapon, and you see a quick killing spree. I mean, that's how quickly you can rack up the points, but unfortunately, Reeve ready to grab it right back and try to neutralize. You see I think he was going to throw that sniper rifle. It looked like he was going to share it, give Echo a sniper. Instead goes, I'll just take that free kill, thank you very much. Echo able to grab a weapon of his own. Looks like we are approaching the 2-minute mark, and SAS going to take the first 2 points in this matchup. You can see already up to 4,500 damage, almost a 5-bomb. You get to 5k damage, almost doesn't matter who's playing. That's a very, very impressive damage number. So Reeve right now just running around, mixing it up, kind of just making it messy. I mean, we've got guys like Wolverine. You can see him. He's been running around with crazy amounts of health, playing kind of more of an efficient game. Reeve in there just deathmatching it up. So a rare extended amp run for Blue this game. We saw them contest amp a little bit better. I mean, they've been around amp this match, but you can see the 158 seconds. So double the amp time for SAS, double the belts. The power-up control completely one-sided this game compared to deck, which was actually pretty even. And that was one of the things that we saw Blue do pretty well on deck. This time red. Kind of taking that back. Oh, and the mid-air flak ball by Slay kisses Favo with that smiley face. And that'll cap things off. Maybe get a mid-air goose shot here. Oh, there it is. Maybe not mid-air, but definitely dropped it right at the shins. We'll call it a crotch shot with the goo. Whatever happened to that mutator? In any case, last 10 seconds, SAS going to go up 2 frags to nothing, looking strong already. First 2 maps of this season. All right, so I imagine they're going to be playing all of their matches on this hub due to the, the geography involved. So we're going to let them get that 2v2 match set up. And I'm actually just going to take this opportunity to go grab... Oh, never mind. It's already back up. All right, we'll just jump right into it then. hear something that sounds like me eating bread and drinking tea, it's not that at all. It's just something completely different. Alright, so again, for anyone who might be new or maybe wants a refresher on the format, 4v4 each worth 1 point, 2v2 is going to be a best of 3 worth another point, and we will follow this up with some duels to close out this second matchup of the day. First one for me, and first matchup of this season for these two teams. Looks like the Fun Police blocking some more words in chat. I think you're gonna make Mikey uninstall the internet on that one. All right, 2v2 getting kicked off now. Players all ready. Map 1 starting right now.
3, 2.
Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you the 2v2 first matchup of the season, for me at least. Second one of the day. We got Red here and SAS. Ooh, we're going to see them get the first kill on the board. Remember, 2v2 is going to be a best of 3 for that point. We did see both 4v4 matches go into SAS. With a goo shot in midair, almost catches him. Another flak shot coming out there, and the 100 armor going to go to Aiko. Down to 60 HP, but he should have time to circle around Sniper, probably grab that health, and then head over to Belt. Belt will be up in 20 seconds. Let's take a look actually just over in Belt room. See what the setup here is. Oh, we see 2 red in there ready to fight blue away. And Chris Power trying to sneak in from behind with that flak. Does manage to get 1 kill. If he can get there. A couple seconds later, he would have had an opportunity to steal it. Instead, they fight him off. A nice job there. So SAS, kind of a subtle move. Shared that armor. So that way both players were protected. And look at that, a double kill coming right off the backs of that. Killing spree for Aiko. So really great start here for Red team, trying to take control of this map early. First U damage does go to Aiko. Looks like it was relatively uncontested, and that's a problem on this map. It's such a difficult amp to get to, requiring either a piston jump or those jump boots. You really don't want to let someone have a clean grab on here. You got to damage them, at least make them pay for their aggression. Aiko instead amped. Sniper rifle gets another kill. Oh, and he actually goes down to a combo there, so nice job ending that spree, but Wolverine right behind him picks up that amp, and he goes down to midair. Nice sniper by Chris Power there. And blue team actually taking that shield belt, winning that battle. Only down by 8, so I mean, obviously 2v2, it's going to be a little bit slower going, trying to erase any kind of deficit, just due to the sheer logistics of it. But this could be an opportunity for them, as they have at least one player pretty well stacked. That said, they do have their work cut out for them. SAS definitely favoring this map in 2v2. They've been picking it pretty much all of the prior 2 seasons, even when their lineups kind of switch around a little bit. Amp and Belt will be spawning at the same time here. You do have Fabo here with the boots, so he's going to get up front. So interesting scenario here. Wolverine's going to come trying to knock him off of it. A little bit late, though. Does do some damage, but now they've got Amp running in. Aiko grabbed that Belt. It's going to be Amp versus Belt right now. He's going to actually back up. Nice kill there. A little fadeaway rocket on Wolverine. Didn't want to stand toe-to-toe. Probably a smart move given the ping differential and not having a ton of armor. If he can get one shot, there's a big one that did negate that Belt. Unfortunately for him, does go down. And now Aiko with one more shot with that Amp sniper rifle turns 1 kill into 2. So great aggression there by Aiko, grabbing that Amp with just a few seconds left, but knew exactly where his opponent would be. And of course, as soon as we switch over to him, he misses like 25 shots in a row. So that is the... that is my fault, sorry. I'm killing your accuracy numbers. But one thing to keep in mind as you're watching this match, look at the armor on the top left there for SAS players. Pretty much no matter who they play, they always do a great job of constantly having armor. Meanwhile, Vest does get taken across the map by Chris Power, so nice job by Blue keeping track of the power-ups. But SAS is almost always fighting with an advantage. Again, no matter who they play against, no matter what, you know, game type, basically 4v4, 2v2. Even having 15 to 25 armor on top of 100 health, I mean, it makes a huge difference when you're fighting against players who have no armor. So when you see these team fights, when you see these big engagements, especially fighting over power-ups, keep that in mind going in. Whenever they engage, which team has more armor to back up their health? More often than not, it's going to be the red team here, SAS. Big combo, nice anticipation. And that was kind of a 2-for-1 combo there. So obviously he killed the guy, you know, diving back that direction. Also, ooh, used it to seal as you see him kill his teammate in his killing spree. Does manage to, actually Aiko grabbed that belt. So Aiko respawned right in front and grabbed the belt. So I guess that was his penance. He loses a spree, gains a belt. So interesting exchange there, but in any case, both teams have a little bit of armor on their side. Chris Power going to be pretty weak. See if they can even this out. They do end that spree. Oh, and eats a flak ball for his trouble right afterwards. Aiko, the only one left with any amount of armor. We do have 100 armor vests spawning soon. Let's actually head over there because we've got a little bit of time. Wolverine way out in front of it. Really wants that armor. This is a relatively safe room to kind of idle in, though. You can see him right there. Had rockets out facing basically the two entrances. Oh, the 1-2 punch between those two just converging. 2v1 getting that kill. Amp is around the corner. Amp and Belt up at the same time again. Be curious to see who goes for what. Last time we saw Blue with shield belt, or excuse me, with jump boots, kind of ignoring and conceding the belt. This time it's the opposite. Blue grabs the amp. Aiko grabs, or excuse me, Blue grabs the belt. Red grabs the amp, but Aiko super weak. They make him pay for it. And now look at this. Armor player with amp in their hands. This could be an opportunity to try to close this gap. If we can get that stinger spun up, it can be devastating. Chris manages to get the kill. Got a spawner right in front of him. Nice job following that up. Ooh, dodging those rockets. And Aiko with the revenge kill and the 100 armor on top of it. Amp's pretty much out. But a few quick kills there by Blue Team, fighting their way back into this one. Still not halfway through this map yet. This belt's going to spawn any second. You can see those shots coming around the corner. You can see Wolverine making great use of the cover here, just lobbing those flat balls out without making himself vulnerable. Nice kill there with the rockets. Belt's up now, still 30 seconds to the amp, so maybe a little bit of a miscommunication here. Blue going to catch themselves out of position. Fable here already has a sniper rifle with about half ammo. There was no reason for him to go back to control that. I think they had the wrong timing on the power-ups. They basically gave up a free grab of that belt. Definitely not what they planned. And now, still got about 10 seconds till that amp. So you're going to see maybe Wolverine get up top with those boots. Oh, big combo coming in. Can they knock him off of it, though? Have to choose their angles wisely. Oh, that goo just narrowly misses. They do knock him down, but jump boots coming right back into play. And Chris Power with that goo almost knocked him off, but just a couple inches short a couple of those shots. Amp sniper rifle now turning that corner with the one-shot kill. And look at that, the weak player finally goes down. Actually managed to stand in there for a while, but again, I think Blue here is a little bit off on some of their timings of the power-ups. Maybe could have dove down and tried to steal it and at least kind of negate that power-up. Instead, they give up a kill and don't really get anything out of it. Wolverine now looking crazy stacked, 134 over 150. There's not a ton of vials in this map, and they're in heavily trafficked areas, so not super common to see someone running around with over 150 health in this map. We saw him again with over 190 multiple times on Temple. Great peek shot there, just doing some intro damage in the follow-up. And you can see how quickly they converge and focus their fire. A crazy 3D kind of kind of matrixy fight there, bouncing around with the rockets flying around, but instead we see him kind of escape, get around the corner, and now belt is up, and another belt goes to Wolverine. Chris Power does get a kill on top of it, trying to negate it. We'll see what he can do. He's only got 42 health. Oh, he goes down. Wolverine with the fall away sniper. And after this fight, oh, another huge flak ball. Amp did spawn. Chris Power, though, gets the kill with the goo. I was about to say, we've seen him just an inch or two away a couple of times. Finally gets the kill off of Amp with that bio rifle. Time is running a little bit low, though. I'm going to try to mount a comeback here. The last few minutes of this game, I think it had been something like a 20-10 score. SAS really turned it on the last few minutes. A couple of power-ups here going to the blue team, though, so Red doesn't want to get too complacent. They certainly have a big lead, but still about a third of this map left. And another power-up there for blue, so I think maybe blue had an issue kind of syncing up on their power-ups. Maybe there was a couple of times it looked like their timing might have been off. But yeah, the last couple minutes they've done a much better job contesting them. They've earned themselves a few kills in the process. I think they might run out of time on this one. It's gonna be very difficult, especially against SAS, to churn out that many kills. But closing that gap on the power-up numbers. I mean, you see 9-8 vest now. A little bit more amp time. It was basically 2-to-1 amp time for the longest. So we'll see how they can close the map off. And again, 2v2 is best of 3, and this is probably SAS's best map, 2v2. So we'll see what happens. You know, maybe blue can put together, you know, some momentum to carry up to the next game. There's another amp. So blue now. Amp and 100 armor. This is what they needed to do early on in this game. They're definitely playing much better. They're positioning themselves much better in the second half here. So regardless of whether they have time to come back in this one, you can see those shots just not hitting. There we go. Finally closes it out. Ooh, and can't quite switch weapons in time before Aiko can finish him off. Belt doesn't spawn for another 20 seconds. We actually have the shield, the 100 armor vest spawning first. You see back up now to, what is this, a 29-point lead? So still well in hand for SAS at this point, but a little bit of momentum here by blue, kind of coming back. They've positioned themselves for the power-ups much better the last few minutes. Wolverine here out in front, and you can see this is what red team likes to do, SAS, on this map. They like to get out ahead of the power-ups, lock people out of it. You can see on Temple in the last 4v4 map, same thing. They like maps where they can kind of strategically control, all about positioning, basically defending those power-ups. Oh, and the nice patience there by Wolverine, just jumping off, but then holding his crosshair right on that spot. And you can see now pretty much dead even on the amps. Now Belt's still pretty one-sided. We saw a couple of them in a row grab by blue right at the end here. And there, SAS taking control of the amp yet again. Facing a deluge of flak coming down. Wolverine nowhere to go, finally goes down. Just a wall of flak. The double kill by Chris Power. I'm definitely going to call him Chris Power. Look, if you're going to use the W in one, so say if you're going to use the QT pronunciation in one part, you're going to get it in both parts. 2 kills there by SAS, trying to finish this one off strong. We've definitely seen blue come on strong in the last few minutes, being a little bit better in position. You can see evening out those power-ups just a bit, but going to be a bit too late to really even that gap. I'm curious to find out what map 2 is going to be, however. See if maybe we play something a little more open. It actually wouldn't surprise me to see deck, honestly, as the map 2 here. So we do have the last amp of the game popping any second. Looks like they're going to be fighting over Belt. Belt does get grabbed by Wolverine. We'll go on board with him and see if he fights his way over. Amp is up now. He doesn't have jump boots, but he does have enough armor left. Looks like they're going to go to get those kills. He'll be backing up. Amp is sitting there buzzing, and there is the piston up there. Wolverine with the last amp of the game. 30 seconds left, so he will pretty much ride out the match with it. Couple of quick shots there. So SAS finishing things off strong, taking map 1 in this best of 3. Give you a quick look at the scoreboard to get an idea. 5,500 damage by Wolverine. Again, anytime you're over that 5K mark, doesn't matter if it's 2v2 or 4v4, that is a big number. So map 1 in the books. We'll see map 2 coming up here shortly. Again, we don't have to bounce around to hubs, so we should be rolling right on through this one. Looks like I'm not sure if we're gonna have a roster change here. Of course, I do have the ability to switch players out. Oh, Rankin. Not actually shocked to see Rankin come through as well. Rankin not quite as open as something like Deck, but it is a map with a lot of kind of smaller open areas, individual kind of arena areas, and lots of long corridors that connect them. So if you're a player that likes to line up your shots ahead of time, definitely a good map for that. And I think that will play into blue team's hands here. We'll see what they can make happen. Certainly SAS going to be very familiar with Rankin. Plenty of 2K4 experience. So we go from a map that was brand new for this game to a map from UT 2004. Earlier in the day, we saw maps in this matchup by, from UT 99, of course, going back to Deck. So all over the franchise. I know there's been some talk of getting some more UT3 maps into the TDM. I think we have Defiance on the map list this season, if I'm not mistaken, so kind of interesting to see that mix. In any case, we're here on map 2. Players are ready. Here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Man, it's game time, baby. Connex 5 jumping into map 2 of this 2v2 between these two. First season, first 2v2 for me, and we are back on Rankin, kicking it medium school, I guess you'd say. We've seen flashes of promise from the Latin American team here, both in the 4v4 and even in the 2v2 at the sort of the middle, or I guess early second half, maybe third quarter of the last 2v2. They were really able to get their positioning together. They were able to get in sync, fight as a unit. When SAS is at their best, they're splitting them apart. They're fighting them 2v1, focusing their fire. They're getting the power-ups ahead of time and fighting them off of it. Ooh, and you see the double kill combo by Wolverine. Such a dangerous area to be hanging out in with the fancy reflections, though. We'll go on board with Wolverine as he's got that 150 armor, 20 seconds till amp spawn, so not surprised. I bet he's just going to hang around this sniper and shock area. There's some vials to soak up. There's actually a deceptive amount of vials on this map. Definitely comes into play when you see duels from back in the 2K4 days. Some players would actually concede the armor down low and just control those vials along with the weapons up top. Oh, you see a blue team sneaking in there and grabbing that amp. Could have been a bad situation for them if Wolverine, with all that extra health and armor, grabs that amp. Chance to do some damage, still manages to go on a killing spree, but not a bad denial there by the blue team. Does drop it, and there you go. Wolverine finally gets his grubby little mitts on that amp and a chance to do some damage from long range. Another kill this time. Aiko's gonna scoop up that shield belt, and like I mentioned last map, like you keep an eye on those armors. Anytime a big kind of team fight engagement happens, you just look at the relative armor between the two teams. So Aiko really the only stacks player running around right now. We do have 10 seconds till the 100 armor spawns. So we'll probably see him circle around up top. I imagine Wolverine will be grabbing that. We'll see if Blue has an opportunity to really even contest it. They're kind of trapped down low here with Aiko raining down sniper shots. This is definitely a map not unlike Deck, where if Aiko can get run of that top area and just run around picking players off all over the map, it's going to be a long, long map for really anyone. Oh, the dodging headshot, rampage on top of it by Wolverine. Has Wolverine died yet? He has not. So a blazing fast start by SAS in this map. Ooh, two more quick shots. And one thing that should be mentioned, 3 in a row there by Aiko with that amp, and that is what we talked about on Deck. That's what SAS wants. They want Aiko with amp and sniper rifle and some extra health and armor. And there's the rampage by him. Just in control right now. And we've seen SAS do this before too. Once they know they're in control of the map and they know that your team is going to be respawning, scrambling to get back together, scrambling to pick up some weapons and armor, they're just going to be extra aggressive. And they have the ability to just turn it on and be so devastating. And right now, pretty much everyone weak though. It looks like Chris Power did get away with that belt, but only 15 HP on top of it. SAS converging now to try to negate it. They do just that. And now nobody has armor, so I hope you're happy. Ooh, we did see a 100 armor grab there though, so after this fight, we'll take a quick look. Actually, we're going to back up. We have amp spawning any second. Blue down low, red up top, 1 kill. Blue's going to have to try to get out of there. Chris Power running for his life. Wolverine has it, but only 20 HP, back up to 70. Oh, and there's another kill with that sniper rifle. One of the tough things on this map was that team damage right there. He may have shot his teammate there. Only does half damage though, so really just essentially the same as a normal sniper shot. Oh, there is the multi-kill. So one thing about this map is, especially in 2v2, your spawns are so predictable. It's very easy to get trapped in any given area if someone knows that you spawn somewhere. Not a lot of safe areas to run, and I think that's part of what contributes to the team being able to really churn out those spawn kills once they take control of the map. Let's go on board with Aiko. He's got 150 armor. We'll see actually, let's take a look from Blue's perspective. I mean, you can see they're having a tough time. We'll see what it looks like to go up against this team of Wolverine and Aiko, who are probably going to be the favorites in pretty much every 2v2 that they face this season. So you can see he had a shock rifle at some point, but it looks like there wasn't much ammo in it, going down to that. And when you respawn and the only things at your disposal are kind of the weaker weapons. Oh, the nice goose shot actually. So Blue able to steal away a belt. They're going to be facing down an amp right now. Going down immediately to that amp sniper rifle, and Wolverine there just hitting shot after shot, giving them no ability to even really get into his face. And that's kind of the benefit. I mean, you have Shock and Sniper right by each other on this map. Makes it a key focal point. And it lets you control the flow of the combat. Like if you're up top there with Sniper Rifle, someone's down low with, you know, Flak or Link Gun or something, you basically get to determine when they have a chance to take shots at you. It's so difficult to counter that. Throw an amp on top of that, and it is just a bad day at the pool. Oh, 2 more shots. What is Wolverine shooting right now? 60% accuracy, so only 20 shots fired, but I feel like we have not seen him miss a whole lot this game so far. So we do have an amp spawning soon. We'll head over to it, see who can get to it first as we pass up the halfway point. SAS really running away with this one. And Aiko's out in front over on the Shock side. You can see Wolverine circling back around. Wolverine grabs it right on time. Oh, the nice Twitch sniper shot catches him right as he goes up the lift. And both players from SAS are just on a roll right now. Blue just trying to find some opportunity to get some weapons. And often, just like that, as soon as they do grab a weapon, immediately eating damage. Nice lock on rockets from across the map, though. Wolverine still has amp, but only 12 HP. And, you know, I keep talking about how you look at the extra armor, how 15, 20 armor can make that big of a difference. When you survive with 12 HP in a situation like that, that extra armor just gives you such a huge ability to do that. I mean, throughout the course of a match, even a close match, you'll see players survive, you know, coming out of engagements with 10, 15, 20 HP. So one grab of thigh pads or extra vials or anything like that really makes a difference. And when you consider that one team might have an average armor of, you know, plus 50 over the other team throughout the course of a match, you can imagine how that all adds up. So Quiz Power taking down Wolverine. We do have amp spawning soon. Trying to back up and take control of that red opposite side of the map. I think they maybe took them both out. Wolverine circles around to grab that belt. Amp is up. Oh, it looks like Blue had lost timing of that amp. They weren't ready for it as it spawned, and both power-ups go to SAS. That's unfortunate for Blue. They had an opportunity there. And once again, we have Aiko up top with an amp sniper rifle. And that is not what you want facing SAS on this map. That said, Aiko only shooting 35% sniper. Meanwhile, Wolverine's like, why am I giving you the amps? I'm shooting 50%. Was that right? Okay, I think the stats maybe hadn't updated because it looked like he had only shot like 20 shots last time. This time he's up to the 40s. So, yeah, Wolverine definitely having a stellar game with the sniper rifle. We do see another shield belt stolen, but I don't think it's really going to amount to much in that case because they go down immediately. Take a quick look at the scoreboard and look at those power-ups. So, amps 100% SAS's control. Belts going back and forth. Actually kind of surprised to see those 100 armor vests go back and forth. Blue all day long. They've done a pretty decent job of contesting power-ups. I mean, they've been in decent position most of the maps. Sometimes even drawing pretty much even like we saw on deck, but just unable to put it together from a fragging perspective. Of course, it certainly doesn't help whenever you've got such a big ping disadvantage, but then again, first match of the season for them. Again, welcome to the Epic Division, fighting the defending champions and probably favorites going into this season. So certainly a tall task to start the season off with. That said, sometimes playing teams that are a tier above you can help you kind of solidify some strategies, figure out what works and what doesn't, because if something works against the best teams, it'll work against anybody. And you know what works against anybody is having armor, amp, and sniper rifle on top of Rankin, especially when you're someone like Eiko. Or in this case, Wolverine. I mean, Wolverine having a monster sniper game. And Eiko at this point, you can see him, he's fired almost 100 sniper shots already. 21 kills with a sniper rifle. You can see just what kind of game plan he's coming in here with. Only fired 120, 130 shots with a shock rifle. So pretty much switching between those two. And this is a good map for that, like we mentioned. So 3-minute warning. SAS looking like they're in good position to take the third point of this matchup and send us to the duel rounds. We do have an amp run by Blue, which has been very rare and in this case very brief. But in this particular map, really dominant control of that amp in particular. I mean, we've seen them contest that amp and be pretty much dead even in some of the prior maps. But yeah, 184 seconds to 42. So I think that has more to do with the shape of the map and the control points in the map. I think SAS kind of defaults to falling back to that top area like we've seen the sniper rifle, kind of their base of operations, picking up that amp, all the way around to that shock rifle, and then of course grabbing belts and contesting belts as available. I would actually be very curious to see, now that we've got this updated version of Rankin, haven't seen a whole lot of 2v2 play on it. I'd be very curious to see if a team can take the kind of 4v4 approach, where if you're not in control of the map and you're not controlling sniper and shock, if you can actually hide back, because we do have that 50 armor down by rockets. We've seen 4v4 matches where the team that controls amp doesn't necessarily win. If you can compress back, you can basically play defensively around that rockets area. Be very curious to see if that's even feasible in 2v2. But as it is, one more amp by Blue, gets a few seconds of time, but Wolverine gonna zap him down and grab it right back. And look to maybe lower his accuracy a little bit so no one thinks he's cheating. Only shooting 45%, so back down to earth Wolverine comes. But 2v2 portion gonna be SAS's point, so that's 3 points on the board already. And then 2 best of 3 duels coming up next for the last 2 points of this matchup. So GG's coming out 2 people with 5k damage this game. SAS just a monster game 2v2. Closing it out strong, securing those points on the board. So again now, we are getting ready for the duel portion of this matchup. 2 best of 3 for the last 2 points. And yeah, talking about the space station talking, I mean, you could always lobby to get DM Morpheus added to the map pool. I'm just saying. I don't think anyone wants to play Hyperblast and Duel anymore. Lord knows I remember having to do that in the UT99 ladders. Wasn't there a Phobos remake in 2K4 that was low grav? There was something weird like that. Or was that UT3? Was it UT3 that had a Phobos remake that was just massive and had all of this low gravity weirdness? In any case, dual portion will be up here any moment. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to grab some water. I will be back with you guys in just a couple of minutes. I expect this serve to be up quickly, and we will be off to the races. dual portion of this matchup coming up soon. All right, we are back. Looks like server is up. Jumping into that, we will have Slay versus Matt. So we are on ASDF map 1. Of course, this will be a best of 3 between these two for the third point of this matchup for the week. SAS started off strong, grabbing the first 3. We'll see what happens. And here you go. Here are the ready ups. Matt versus Slay. Dual map 1. Here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 moving into the dual portion. Matt versus Slay right off the bat. Major damage between the two. 34 and 12 health respectively. Matt wisely backs up, immediately grabs some more HP. Both players one sniper away from death. And you can see Slay with the cutoff there, basically getting in between Matt and the health. Oh, a nice prediction there by Slay. We do have the first 100 armor vest spawning soon. And Matt with the mid-air sniper. So we're going to actually go back to Matt's perspective. That was a really nice shot, diving straight for that 100 armor. I thought it was a little bit dangerous, but he had the weapon that he needed to defend himself, that sniper rifle, and just aimed straight down and blasted him. So pulling even here early on in this map. And this is a matchup that's actually very intriguing. Matt's been coming on strong lately. You know, he's a player that's learned to fight with that ping disadvantage by being a very predictive aimer. Oh, and this is a map that I think will allow him to do that to some extent. It's not going to be easy, especially against someone like Slay, of course. Ooh, the rocket there just missing Slay right now. Trying to find a clean angle to get some free damage. Wants to engage with a sniper rifle or something, and then get in his face, and there it goes. Down to 8 HP. Matt wins that one, but he has to get over to some health packs quickly. He's anticipating an ambush by Slay. Slay knows that he's weak. Still has 20 seconds till the belt spawns, and that's actually probably going to play into Matt's advantage so he can get back up to full health on top of that armor before contesting it. Only 10 seconds left on the belt. I'm going to head over to that belt and see how they decide to play it. You see two players across the map from each other. Slay's up top. Matt trying to cut him off. Matt's going to go down low. Slay dives down into it. Both players stepping in there, and Matt again with the flak primary kills. So, ooh, and he's a little bit behind on the spawn kill though. Slay sneaks around and grabs that 100 armor vest. Didn't even have a weapon. That was a dangerous move there by Slay, but gets away with it. And big reward is he's now got 100 armor on top of that. I do like the move there by Matt, scooping up the vials up top. Doesn't go up to 100 HP, but he does also keep them away from Slay, which is just as important. Big combo there again. And we talk about prediction, and this is one of those maps where you do a lot of fighting around corners. It almost kind of reminds me, in a certain sense, of some of the Quake maps in that sense. When you watch Quake Duel, a lot of prediction, a lot of guessing where your opponent's going to go, timing a rocket, in this case, something like a combo. We've seen a lot of that by Matt, although the flak primary has come up huge so far. Slay right now just biding his time. We've seen Slay come back very quickly on this map in the past. He's not going to be unnecessarily aggressive. Oh, at any point, that combo is lined up perfectly, and Matt couldn't quite connect. Gotta finish your combos. And the aggressive push here by Matt, I'm not sure what he's going for there, but Slay pops his head off, and Slay took 0 damage in that fight. Immediately hits him off the spawn. Matt right there maybe gave one up. I'm not sure what the strategy there was, but maybe trying to get in his face and pull out the flat cannon again. Didn't work out. Slay with the fall away sniper. Pulls off the headshot. And back within 1 frag with still over half of this map left to go. Nice peek shot there by Slay. You see him trying to get damage output, trying not to take any damage. Doesn't want to give Matt any chance to retaliate. Less than 10 seconds till the belt spawns, and that was a huge shot by Matt. That peek shot by Matt's going to basically prevent Slay from challenging this belt at all. He's going to maybe try to wait till he leaves the area and get a shot. Yeah, Slay right here, happy to just stack up to 75. Probably mostly happy just to get up to 100 HP at this point. So Slay's going to be on the run. Matt in control for the time being, but pretty much dead even as far as health and armor until that 100 armor grab. Actually surprised to see Slay not challenge that. But Slay, of course, knows that he's one big shot away from tying it up. And instead, Matt with 3 snipers in a row looking to finish it off, and he eats a huge combo. Both players are weak. One shot could be huge here. Slay ties the game up with 30 HP left. Does Matt catch him off the spawn? He's got that enforcer out. Just trying to hit him. If he can knock him down. Here he can retake the lead. He's 1 shot away still. Only 30 HP. Matt's got a sniper rifle in his hand. Probably his favorite weapon. And now we've got a standoff here. This 100 armor is not going to spawn for 20 more seconds, so it's all about patience at this point. And perhaps positioning for belt, which is up now. Slay runs away from belt. Is Matt going to go for the kill of the belt? He goes for the belt. Slay back up to 80 HP, so a bit of a trade-off there. Slay opted to get his health back up. Probably a smart move because he was 1 sniper away from death. Tense moments there as Matt guessed left. Slay ran away, able to escape. Both players dead even on health and armor now. And Matt back up to the armor lead that he's had for pretty much the entire map so far. Oh, easy shot. I don't know how that missed. He had him lined up during the wall run. It looked like it went under his arm. Oh, so unfortunate. Matt right there had him predicted perfectly and just couldn't hit the shot. We've seen that a couple of times, be it combos or lined up sniper shots. Matt is just a millisecond away from big damage. A couple of decent combos there, but again, not getting full damage. Slay, armor gone, but still looking pretty healthy. This 100 armor will be huge. Big rocket does manage to get the damage. 100 from the rocket, 65 from the sniper. Slay again down to 1 sniper away from death, and the rocket nails him through the window. Slay actually doubled back into it. Matt with the rocket twitch snipe, no scope, 360 Doritos kill. Takes the lead with under 4 minutes to go. All right, so huge kill there by Matt. Again, he had been so close to finishing off kills. Couldn't quite get it done. Slay was hanging in there. Big rocket shot right there, and there was just so much anticipation and then reaction, and then Slay doubling back into it. That'd be an interesting one to go look back at from a highlight standpoint. In any case, though, Slay still has every opportunity here. He's down to 55. He has Matt down to 30. Matt backs up into that 100 armor. That vest was huge. Would have had 30 HP. Slay could have finished him off with a snipe. Instead, he sees him grab it, has to back up. And Matt has just been a step ahead all game long. His positioning has been flawless. And Slay right now still has plenty of time. And Slay knows this. We've seen him be in this situation before. Even on this map, he's very, very methodical. He doesn't want to take a fight and commit to a fight unless he has an advantage. You can see him just hiding, waiting for those health bubbles to spawn. 2.5 minutes is an eternity. Oh, and Matt mistimes that 100 armor vest just a bit. May have actually worked out for him because he was able to eat the snipe and then pick it right back up. Slay looking for some vials. Matt, nice prediction to push him away. You've got 25 seconds till belt, 17 seconds till vest. At this point, Slay might even concede this next shield belt if he can grab that vest on top of it. Not on top of it, at the same time rather, I suppose. Because Matt right now is completely stacked. So Slay doesn't actually lose anything if Matt grabs a belt. But Matt's going to go straight for him, tries to knock him off the vest. This could be a problem for Matt. Up close, Rocket's going to break him down. Matt, luckily for him, had tons of armor, but now 100 and shield belt going to Slay, and that was a complete turnaround in the midair headshot. Seals the deal, and Slay, just like that, completely flips this map around. All control is in his favor now in the last minute and a half. So both players now with highlight reel, huge shots going back and forth. Nice slowdown using that piston alt fire, but Slay with the huge damage on that combo, and that's something Matt's been lacking. When he has hit prediction combos, it's been 70, 80 damage. 121 damage from that combo is going to break him all the way down. Close range flak has been big for Matt in this game, and huge damage, and again with the kill. Multiple flaks in a row coming out. Not what I would have guessed in this matchup. And another headshot. And Matt goes up by 2 with less than a minute to go. That could seal it. Looking at that, 3 kills with the flak primary and in absolutely critical situations up close. Again, wouldn't have been my prediction if I had tried to guess what the biggest weapons would be. It's been sniper for Slay, flak primary for Matt, but falls away with 2 big shots right there. That should turn Slay away. One more shot will seal the deal, but the rocket snipe takes him down. Back within 1, Slay. Shows him I can hit direct hit rockets. 2. Trying to track him down with less than 20 seconds to go. Just needs one more opportunity. Has flak in his face. Got to be wary of that after so many kills by Matt. But he only needs one more shot. He's trying to track him down. Eats 1 flak, and there it is again. The 4th flak primary kill of the game for Matt. Seals the deal and takes map 1. And so this is one of those games, taking a look at the stats, Matt dominating the shield belt and actually dominating the vest as well. He was really in position almost perfectly pretty much all game. Slay there actually did a little bit more damage. You can see him up to 2,800 versus 2,600. Huge, huge home run shots going back and forth between these two, just trading direct rockets, headshots back and forth. That you can make a frag video off just that duel map right there. That was one of the more entertaining duels I think I've ever seen, honestly. That said, map 2 here going to be on Leah. I actually think this one will play, well, you know, normally I would think this would play much more into Slay's favor, but given how well Matt worked with the flak primary last map, I don't know what to believe anymore. Matt known for his skills with the being kind of crafty with the sniper rifle, really showing his versatility there. So I don't know, I kind of don't know what to expect on this map. If Matt can hit those clutch flak primaries up close like he did, I mean, he could definitely take this map. So we'll see what happens here. Map 2 coming up right now. Here's your countdown, 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 with map 2 between Slay and Matt. Matt coming up huge in map 1, taking the win on ASDF. We're here on Leah, though, much more close range. Slay gonna take the early advantage. That's a nice job catching him off the spawn. We often see this early on in games, knowing that the other player is not going to be stacked. No armor has actually spawned yet, so why not pull out the finishing weapon and chase him down? 2 quick points on the board. That's a really smart veteran move there by Slay. That's also going to earn him the first vest and another follow-up kill. Hasn't even been a single shield belt spawn and is already up 3-0. With a close range link. That's going to be hard to get away from, but Matt stands in there, hits that one extra shot. That's going to get him a kill and maybe more importantly, that belt. So have a little bit of control of that. Still, again, tons of time on the clock. Those first 3 kills happen in less than a minute. So an early deficit for Matt, but tons of time to go. A little bit of control on his side now in this flat primary, which is devastating on ASDF. And Leah, an even more close range map. This is one where flat can come up huge. We've definitely seen, dead even matches in Slay with the fall away sniper. Slay's sniper was absolutely on point on ASDF. We'll see if he can carry that over, but this is a map so many times we see back and forth dead even games on Leah come down to 1 or 2 rocket shots. Flak is big on this map, but rockets, I think, are really king. So we'll see if that happens, if a prediction shot, a 3-pack. Oh, then actually the Twitch sniper right there by Slade just kind of reacting. Manages to hit it. I think he actually missed with that rocket, but still came away with it. And the flag underneath that slide vent kind of hole thing, the limbo bar, we'll call it. Oh, and Slade missing. Again, both players playing with relatively high pings here. Slave playing from Europe, Matt playing from Latin America, hence the team name. So there's going to be a little bit of awkwardness trying to fire these projectiles. Just keep in mind, they are on kind of, I wouldn't say opposite ends of the planet, but they are certainly halfway across the globe from each other right now. So a nice combo there by Matt, trying to get some damage on Slay. Kind of looks like Slay did at about this point in the last game, where Slay was just sort of trying to slow things down, take his time, and find some free damage. In other words, find an opportunity to do some damage without retaliation, and that's exactly what Matt did. Rockets coming out from up top. And that's what I was talking about in this map. It's so, and it kind of folds in on itself vertically, that if you can get those shots from above, from around corners, you know, cause your opponent to walk into some damage, can be huge and completely turn the tide. Remember, you've got 300 potential damage with a rocket 3-pack. So a little bit of cat and mouse now. Matt taking control of this map, but Slay just waiting for him, baits him into a combo. Oh, the rocket missing by Matt. That's big because he needs to get some damage output here. He goes down. If that first rocket does almost any damage, Slay might have gone down there, but instead he dodges it completely, survives at 28 HP. Wouldn't have taken much of a rocket splash to do 28 damage, but instead Slay with a dodge comes out ahead, back up by 5 now. We approach the halfway point of this map. Keep in mind, this is a best of 3 again, so Matt taking map 1. And Slay on the bubble. Gonna have to try to force a tiebreaker map with a win here. So Slay right now looking pretty comfortable, has 100 armor, waiting for that belt. Actually, he's probably just trying to zone him out. So you can see the alt fire there, trying to push him away. A couple of free ticks of damage. So that he knows that he's in between his opponent. Oh, I don't know if he meant to jump down there. That may have been a mistake there by Slay. As he falls down, he was in great position to push him off the 100 armor vest. Instead, Matt scoops it up, gets it for free, circles back around the mat, and now Matt's in position to get a grab of this shield belt. So Slay there, I don't know if there was some galaxy brain strategy going on there, or if that was a misstep, but Matt scoops up both armors, some shock ammo, some vials, and now he's in great position to try to be aggressive. You can see him anticipating Slay maybe backing up to that 100, but instead, every armor in the map basically going to Matt. We have seen Slay, though, especially when he's up big like this in maps, kind of concede power-ups just to take time off the clock. I mean, 4 minutes to go, up by 5 on a map like Leah. All he really has to do is survive. He doesn't necessarily have to be aggressive, especially with his opponent having the health and armor lead. Ooh, just misses with that rocket. We saw direct hit rockets from both players come up so big last map. And I think that's what Slay is doing right now, playing a little bit of keep away right now. Just, ooh, running away, but a big combo. The follow-up rocket misses, but Matt now in position. All he has to do is guess right. He actually guesses right, but misses the shot. Another rocket not going to hit. And right now, Matt is also doing a great job of dodging that damage. It's hard sometimes to be aggressive on this map because it's so easy to throw damage behind you. And you see it happen right there. Matt trying to give chase and just eating so many shots. 100 armor is up. Matt can beat him to it, so there's a free grab of that. I think the last 3 or 4 100 armor vests have gone completely to Matt. We still have 20 seconds till the belt spawns. Slay knows Matt's going to need some health. He saw him waiting for him down low there. Instead, Matt going to go up top and scoop up some vials. Still 10 seconds till this belt spawns. Slay down below it. Matt's up top. And Slay eats a little bit of damage, but you see him not even contesting these belts. He's basically taking a minute and a half of the clock without even engaging. And so that's just kind of a veteran play there by Slay, right? Again, he's up by 5. He doesn't have to win any more fights this game. All he has to do is survive. And it's up to Matt to try to chase him down in a map that really puts a lot of barriers between you and your opponent. Oh, that combo would have been huge. Matt just barely catches the edge of that ledge. Oh, another opportunity, closing in with the rockets. One more snipe can get the kill. Slay just barely escapes. You see Matt just praying with that sniper shot. Slay's gonna double back on him and try to put it away, and Matt with the twitch snipe. Now he has to find him off the spawn. He's only got 2 minutes to go. Needs 4 kills. Map is not conducive to chasing people down off the spawn. It's very easy to run away, and you see Slay wisely grabs those rockets. It's going to allow him to protect himself. If Matt wants to chase him down, he's going to have to tank a ton of damage. And you can see Slay completely bugging out, doesn't care about the armor at all. And if you're Matt, at some point, you're going to have to get wise to that and probably just ignore the armors yourself. I mean, at this point, it's player versus player. The pickups almost don't matter because right now there's only 90 seconds left and the clock is Matt's biggest enemy. Oh, he just guesses wrong there. I thought Slay was going to circle back to that lift, but instead, heads down low. You can see him just trying to stay away. Matt's going back to this armor, but so far we've seen about 3 minutes off the clock. And other than that one kill, Slay basically hasn't allowed Matt to get in his face at all, just playing keep away, cat and mouse game. You can see him throwing rockets behind him. A big combo though. Slay down to 76 HP. Time ticking down though. Matt's hanging out on this belt, but under a minute to go. I think he might just be running out of time. So there's another 100 armor for Matt. I mean, he's been dominating the armors in the last few minutes of this one, maybe the last half of the match, really. But Slay has been staying alive. I mean, you can see from his perspective, he's just listening for Matt, seeing where he comes from, throws rockets and combos behind. Basically just wants to muck it up and make it messy. Doesn't even really care if he dies here. Certainly doesn't need to push for a kill. And there you go, 7 seconds left to go. He's gonna finish this one off with a victory and force a tiebreaker in our first duel matchup here. So pretty impressive by Slay. Jumped out to a 2-frag lead off the early aggression. Only picked up 1 shield belt the entire game. I think that's the first time I've seen that. but again, jumped out. I think he was up 7-1, certainly 7-2 around the halfway point, and pretty much just stayed alive at the rest of that game. Matt, you see the 8-1 belts, 10-7 vests. Much of that came in the second half when Slay was essentially conceding it, saying, yeah, if you want to spend 10 seconds, 15 seconds running across the map, let's go pick up a belt. Have fun with it. I'm just going to hide across the map, pick up vials, and waste your time. So map 3 coming up next. That will be the deciding map between these two. That will give the winners team 1 point on the board. And then our last point in this matchup coming up with a duel right afterwards. All right, here we go. Back and forth. This match has gone, and we are on the third and final map. Here is your countdown, 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you the tiebreaker between Matt and Slay. We are on DM Deep. Kind of an interesting map. We see it end up being the tiebreaker map in a lot of these matchups. Varying levels of comfort with this map. It can kind of be played in a few different ways. It's sort of a mid-range map. You know, a lot of maps are either long range. Oh, and Slay. Perfect anticipation there with that combo, but down to 15 HP. Matt gonna try to track him down off the spawn. Those mid-health bubbles are gonna be so key, and Slay combos himself. Returns the favor, combos himself back to 0. And we are back to square one. Matt, though, able to grab that vest. He's gonna be able to tank some damage. Eating that Link up close, though. Surprised he hasn't switched to the sniper rifle, honestly. And there it is, but I don't think it's gonna be fast enough. Slay takes him down with that Link. So this is one of the more crafty maps. There's all sorts of ways to fire shots, like through windows, through grates, things like that. 3, 4 shots in a row. 4 out of 5. Slay laying down the damage there. Big shock juggle exhibition there by Slay. Really saved himself. I think Matt had an advantage. Tried to jump on him, and just pure aim sometimes does the trick. Oh, another big combo opportunity by Slay. Manages to only get the primary shot off. So minimal damage to Matt, who's able to escape. Picks up some armor of his own. 10 seconds, I should say, until the shield belt spawns. Matt getting in position ahead of time. Slay, though, might try to knock him off, so you have to be careful. That shield belt area has no safety railing behind it. Nobody tell OSHA. It's definitely a health code violation. We've seen so many times players grab that belt and immediately get comboed, flacked, or rocketed right off the edge. Matt does escape, though. A little bit of map control in his favor. Still needs to scoop up some weapons. So let's switch back over to Slay's perspective as he has the high ground. A couple more quick shock primary shots, and that earned him that last kill, perhaps saved him from getting taken down and tying it back up. Slay will be on the run for a little bit. As Matt able to grab that 100 armor and get a shot off, so Matt now with an opportunity to try to close that gap. If he can get in his face. Oh, was surprised not to see the flak. There's the flak, but Slay already escaped. Got to be careful with those rockets again. Doesn't want to get knocked off the map. Close range flak was huge for Matt in map 1. Stands in there. Both players less than 15 HP. Next shot will be a kill, and they kill each other. The rocket and the sniper. We are still at a 2 frag difference. Nice combo, or excuse me, nice flak there by Matt. The flak ball actually damages him twice, but not before Slay able to grab that armor. Ooh, Matt looking for another huge primary. He was so clutch with this in map 1. Didn't really get a chance to use it much in map 2 as Slay kept his distance, and this time Slay does get away and wisely picks up those health files. Oh, and Slay gets shot primaried into the wall, kills himself with rockets. That can be so frustrating, but both players now got a bead on that 100 armor, and Slay has actually gotten 4 kills in this game and only 2 frags on the board. Oh, and you see the movement by Slay. This is a map, it's kind of a jungle gym. There's lots of wall runs, wall dodges, ramp dodges. Up close, both players dive right at the armor. Neither player taking big damage immediately, but both players land a little bit after the fact, and they kind of just escape. So kind of a dangerous situation. Both players just toe-to-toe. I don't think anyone wanted to die there, so they essentially shook hands and agreed to reconvene later. You can see immediately stacking back up. Slay back up already to 153 HP, Matt at 129. Both players very aware of all of the armor and vials in this map. Slay right now trying to anticipate Matt. Oh, he had a combo lined up. That could have been game-changing. Matt now instead grabs the belt, has an opportunity to be aggressive. He eats a little bit of damage, but he can get in his face with the flak, trying to hit the big home run shot, and there it is. Not before he takes some damage, but luckily for him, he's right in front of the health, ties it back up. Oh, he dives in his face now, looking for the lead, but dangerous move by Matt. He doesn't have health and armor advantage, and in fact, doesn't even have 100 HP. Maybe wisely decides to back up. Slay now can still kind of pick his moments. Remember, it's a tie game. He doesn't have to worry about being overly aggressive. Still just past the halfway point. But that was definitely a big play there by Matt to tie it back up with that flat shot. The back and forth here. Matt hitting shots. Slay still with that shot primary trained on him. That has really kept him in this game. In those close range situations, Matt's been having the advantage other than the shot primary. Slay, I think, runs out of ammo, switches to sniper automatically, and still gets the shot off. Great concentration there by Slay, as that completely throws off your rhythm. Matt, though, backs up, grabs that armor, fully in control of this map, but he needs some health and he needs to churn out some kills. Picking up all these armors, as we saw at the end of Leah, doesn't necessarily translate into points on the board. 100 armor vest spawning now. Matt kind of just waiting on it ahead of time, but he needs to try to catch Slay in an ambush. Oh, Slay doubles back on him. Nice combo there by Slay. That was massive because now Slay has the health and armor advantage going into this next engagement, if you will. We'll go back to his perspective. He's got him trapped in the corner. Matt slips away. You can see Slay stacking up 100 armor on top of those vials. This fight over the shield belt could be game-changing. This could be big. He pushes him back twice, almost knocks him off the side, but Matt answers right back. And that shot by Matt there may have saved him. If he doesn't hit that shot, Slay still has the angle on him, might push him off the map or just get the kill, and then we'll have a belt on top of that. Instead, Matt takes damage, but grabs belt, gets away, back up to 100 in his health. So that was a big, big shot there by Matt. Just stay alive. Oh, the close range rockets, though, by Slay actually baits Matt into killing himself, bouncing him around, much like Matt did to Slay earlier. And the follow-up kill with the combo up to a 2-frag lead. And here's another one. Slay absolutely ruthless right now, trying to hunt him down and put this one away. Matt again kills himself. We've seen 4 self-kills in this game between these two players. People are going to look at this one and say 3-0. What a boring game. Must have been so low scoring, but it's actually 5-2 right now if you think about it. In any case, Slay now with his first belt of the game. We saw him win Leah with only 1 shield belt grab, up 3-0 with a minute and a half to go when he grabs his first belt. So Matt right now has that 100 armor advantage, looking kind of like the end of Leah. This is a little bit easier of a map to close the gap on because you can cut off your opponent in some less predictable ways. Oh, and Matt right behind him has what he wants here, except he doesn't have flak or rockets, so he's got Link, and there's the flat cannon. I think he wanted that in that last engagement. Unfortunately for him, he's going to be running out of time here very soon. If Matt had had the flat cannon when he ran into Slay in that last fight, oh, I think it would have been a big opportunity. Big combo there through the teleporter, or excuse me, through the stairway. Unfortunately for Matt, I think he's just going to run out of time. So a back and forth game on deep here. Both players baited into killing themselves, and Slay ultimately going to hold on, take the victory, and win 2 maps in a row after a very crazy game on ASDF. So a nice matchup here to start things off. First duel of the matchup going to a map 3. It's the second tiebreaker map we've already seen today between the earlier matchup and this one. So last duel of the matchup here, SAS continuing to be perfect. We'll keep an eye on that hub. They should be jumping in here pretty quickly. I think they're going to stick to the same one. And there it is, Reeve versus Crytek already up. We'll keep rolling right along. All right, last match of this matchup, Reeve versus Crytek. Players are ready. And here comes your countdown from map 1. 3, 2, 1. Man, it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here, bringing in the last duel between these two, Reeve versus Crytek. We just saw a crazy back and forth matchup between Matt and Slay. Now Reeve trying to finish off the perfect 5-point match for SAS. Crytek trying to bring his team their first points really ever in the Epic Division. They fought their way through Challenger Division last season, earned the right to play in the top league, and starting things off against last season's championship team. And starting things off with the fun little audio glitch, so we're going to hear some piston charging for a while. So far, these two being pretty careful, pretty methodical. Neither player wanting to, eat too much damage. You see the piston alt fire there by Reeve, keeping himself alive. Crytek chasing him down. And Crytek up on top. He does zone him off of that 100 armor, so a nice grab of that vest. So Crytek right now, you saw him just waiting. He knows that he's going to want to stack up on those vials. Anticipated Reeve coming through there. Reeve actually backs up. He's a little bit early for that vest though, so I'm not sure if Reeve lost timing of that vest. Maybe he was just looking for those vials. That probably was the case. So you do have those 3 vials across from vest. Reeve looking for that sniper shot, not going to hit it. Not much change there really, as both players were pretty much stacked on armor. 10 seconds till this belt spawn zone. That could be a huge fight. Crytek has positioning, but Reeve landing that initial shot. Belt will go to Crytek, and relatively clean grab as well. So Reeve opting to circle around the map, maybe pick up some vials or something. Looking for the anticipation shot on Crytek rather than going toe-to-toe. We'll go from Reeve's perspective to see what he's seeing. So normally the audio glitch goes away when someone dies, but you can see we're 0-0. Both players playing super methodically, not wanting to give up the first kill. Damage going back and forth though. You can see only 7 armor and 40 respectively. Crytek picking up the 45. Reeve, I think, maybe trying to get control of that 100 armor vest. Looked like he was a little bit early both times. Now he's got timing of it. We'll see if that plays into the rest of the match. The vest does go to Crytek though, so Reeve concedes that belt. He did hear it taken though, so it should be said Reeve now should have perfect timing on both big armors. So that shouldn't be a concern moving forward. He's going to scoop up some vials, and if he can get some more vials, he'll basically draw dead even. Right now, Crytek with 135 over, oh, there we go, 155 over 135, and big combo. Heard him come through there. And the Rockets to try to defend himself. Crytek right now looking to just escape that link gun. Big damage with the flak balls, and now Reeve has to be careful. Both players, one sniper shot away from death. Smart move by Reeve. So remember, Reeve got that timing back of that vest and was able to circle around and grab it while cutting off Crytek. So ultimately, that's going to be a net win for Reeve there. Especially if he can kill Crytek off of this belt. Remember, he has timing of the belt as well. Nice jump backwards by Reeve. He's going to be able to push in with that link gun. Does he go for the kill? It looks like that huge belt grab there by Crytek. Will he be able to survive this now? Oh, he can't hit with the flak, and Reeve relentless with the chase down. And kind of a hallmark of Reeve, really. When all else fails, chase down with the link gun, plus forward. Works out for him there. Luckily for him, Crytek was in pretty decent position. He managed to steal that belt in the middle of the fight, had the flak out, and just couldn't do really any damage with it. Couldn't quite connect. So the seal is broken. Reeve up 1-0, and we'll see if that opens things up a little bit. So the chase down with Link, again, Reeve really favors that weapon, especially at medium range. He probably uses Link from a longer range than most players. But getting that consistent damage, you can see chasing him around the map, 143 over 150 versus 74 over now 50. Reeve knowing that he has that armor and health advantage, he can kind of do whatever he wants here. He can chase him down. He might actually be able to get another kill here with that Link. You can see Crytek again trying to defend himself with flak, and unfortunately for Crytek, not able to connect on those shots. He kind of has the right weapon out, has the right idea, but right now Reeve showing what his game plan is, and it's really not a secret. We've seen him do that. We've seen him win duels in, I think it was Season 2 UTPL, using almost exclusively Link, so at this point, shouldn't catch you by surprise. If you're fighting against Reeve in a duel, you probably want to have rockets and flak on you at all times. So there's an exchange back and forth, and we are past the halfway point. Remember, these are 10-minute maps, so clock's going to start being a factor here if you're Crytek. He's going to have to find a spot to be aggressive, but right now Reeve getting super stacked. Oh, and there's 4 or 5 primaries in a row, it looked like, from Crytek. Shocks him down. That'll erase any stack, really. Good old-fashioned aim, and so Crytek fights his way back into it, and Reeve with the fall-away combo. And back to a 3-frag lead. Crytek starting from square one here. Does grab that vest. That's a good job of keeping track of the timing. It's going to be running around with kind of a lack of weapons. Finally grabs a sniper rifle. Keep in mind, Reeve at this point has the clock on his side. Doesn't necessarily need to be overly aggressive. And smart play there by Crytek, though, picking up that flak cannon. That's his best bet. Flak and rockets to counter Reeve's Link. You can knock him back out of range of Link. I mean, that's really your best defense. There's a nice twitch sniper. Another sniper following it up. Oh, was looking for one more. Crytek finding himself in a reasonable position here to be aggressive. Doesn't have much armor, but He has Reeve a little bit on the run, up close with that flak. If he can hit a big shot here, could bring him back into this one. And Reeve able to get away with only 6 damage. So a nice escape by Reeve. Crytek with that flak has just been a little bit unlucky so far between the flak primaries and the flak balls. Just hasn't been able to hit those close range shots. It's a bit of a risk versus reward weapon in that sense. Oh, dangerous. You can see Crytek trying to bait him into that combo. He ate a combo earlier in the match, going through those vials. Knows that Reeve is on the lookout for it. Smart play there. You saw him with his shock primary, just pushing him right off that bridge. Oh, he's going to try to chase him down, but now Reeve knows exactly where he is. Oh, he had a chance for a sniper shot, didn't anticipate it. And right now, under 2 minutes to go. Reeve at this point can just run away, make himself scarce, and it's going to be up to Crytek to try to ambush him, track him down, and force a fight. Oh, that flak ball just missed by Crytek. And unfortunately for him, he also gives up the vest. And with that link kill right there, I think that's going to seal the deal. Reeve should be able to hang on to this one during the last minute and go up 1 map to nothing. All right, 30-second mark here. This one looks like it has been determined. And the rocket jump by Reeve. Looking for the Quake kill, but misses the follow-up. So what does Reeve do when he misses a shot? We're just going to go back to the good old link. There is your spree, finishing this one off strong. GG's coming out. So DM solo going to Reeve. It was a close one for the, I think it was the, what, 3-4 minute mark before we saw the first kill. So lots of jockeying for position back and forth. And then once Reeve got control of the map, he knew exactly what to do. So good games. And map 1 goes to Reeve. We'll see what happens in map 2. And you can see the chat there. So I counted 5 shocks in a row whenever he was able to get that kill. Apparently it was 8 in a row. Mind you, this isn't a game where shock juggling doesn't really exist in the same way it did in, let's say, UT2K4, where you could actually kind of lock someone down with it. That said, Reeve did come out on top, so 1-0 map advantage for Reeve. This will be, I think, a better opportunity for Crytek on this map. We'll find out right now. Here is your countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with map 2 between Reeve and Crytek. Reeve hanging on in map 1. Close one for the first few minutes. No kill until the 3 or 4 minute mark on solo. Then Reeve really controlled the map. Crytek, though, with an opportunity on a much more open map that I think probably plays into his tool set a little bit better. Certainly into his ping. Oh, the flak ball again missing. I feel like Crytek is having trouble with the flak in this matchup so far. And given that Reeve really favors that link gun and trying to get into that close to medium range, flak being such a counter to that, it's really going to be important for Crytek to hit some of those flak shots. That said, again, we are on deck much more open. He might be able to just keep him at bay. If Crytek can turn this into a long distance snipe and shot primary contest, I think that that'll be his best bet. Nice anti-combo there for a little 45 damage. Reeve drops down to that 100 armor. That's going to leave the belt to Crytek, who does have jump boots. So able to get out of harm's way, and you can see him, the comfort level on this map, scooping up those vials. Not even thinking about it. Just keep building those resources. Reeve right now, he knows that he gave up that shield belt, so he's trying to just scoop up everything else that he can. And I like what Crytek's doing. Oh, except for that. That was my fault. I jinxed him there. But anyway, grabbing those boots, gonna give him a lot more flexibility in this map. Versatility, rather. Oh, and eats a rocket. Nice turnaround rocket by Reeve. There's 2 shock primaries in a row. We saw Crytek with the 8 shock juggle, hitting 8 shots in a row in map 1. So we know that his aim is on point right now. It's all a matter of dictating that combat to take advantage of it, and there's that shot that he wanted. If he can catch Reeve out, he can make it, again, a long-distance fight. Shock versus shock, sniper versus sniper in these open areas. That's where I think Crytek has his biggest advantage. Reeve wants to close that gap. So Reeve wants to challenge that 100 armor vest. I wouldn't be surprised to see Reeve maybe even concede some of these belts in order to just force a closer range fight. I think he'd rather fight in the pit than over the actual, you know, decks themselves. We're already seeing Reeve living a lot in those back hallways. And just like map 1, we're already 2.5 minutes in without a single death. These two playing so tentatively. And Crytek looks like, I mean, honestly, it kind of reminds me of Slay in a bit. In that sometimes Slay will start off, like we saw the first map of our first matchup with him, starting off very defensive, or very, not defensive, but very careful, making sure that he gets the first kill, and then turning it on after that. Crytek looks like he's taking a similar approach. Reeve right now just looking for any advantage. He's kind of just staying alive at this point, trying to fight his way back in. Meanwhile, Crytek stacked, but at this point, Crytek already had the prior belt. He hadn't taken any damage, so Crytek grabbing that belt does nothing but pad stats for him. He's not any more stacked than he was before. Same thing with this 100 armor vest. Grabbing that vest didn't actually benefit Crytek at all, and so he's almost completely stacked. Once you get up to 199 over 150, if you don't have a lead, you're not actually benefiting from it. So at some point, Crytek's going to have to take a chance here and go in on Reeve, and Reeve trying to bait him into it. What Reeve wants to do, so we see a little bit of damage from a combo there. Ooh, nice anticipation there by Crytek. Caught him up close. Reeve, though, with the rockets and the fall-away primaries by Crytek. Nice job using those boots to get away. Still has 111 health. After all of that damage, it's 100 and 111 respectively. But we might see things open up a bit. You see the combo and the bait with the rockets over that 100 armor vest. Mid-air rocket to rocket in the pit. No more jump boots for Crytek, so he's going to have to stand in here and fight this one. Just dodges that rocket and the fall-away combo. He matrixed his way around 2 rockets, stood in there, kept his concentration, and got the kill. And that is the lead that Crytek wanted. On top of his health and armor stack now, he's in great position. Now he's going to give Reeve a bit of his own medicine with that link. Not quite as efficient with it, but just as frustrating to try to fight against, especially when all you have is a sniper rifle. Close range sniper versus link is incredibly difficult to be effective with. Combos from below. Crytek now with a 2-0 lead. Halfway through this one, we made it almost to the halfway point before anybody died. These two showing a lot of respect for each other. And now Crytek sneaks around, grabs that 50 armor. Now the question is, in grabbing that 50, is he going to give up position on this 100 armor? Got to be careful about that. He's down. Oh, big rocket. And that rocket right there is essentially what Crytek's been looking for. He was trying to push him away with flak. Nice concentration on the mid-air. Oh, and another shot. Big shots here coming out by Crytek. So mind you, when you dodge jump with the boots, you're moving much faster through the air, much more difficult target. The follow-up combo there, putting him up by 4 now. Crytek turning it on, maintaining control of the map too. So sometimes in these tense maps, when things open up a bit, people will lose control of their timing. They'll kind of lose their focus. Crytek keeping his mind on it. Nice rocket there. Not a huge amount of damage, but just gonna make Reeve think twice. But heading down to that vest. 100 armor spawns right now. Crytek may concede it to go for vials. Interesting move there. Still 20 seconds till the belt spawns. I think maybe Crytek may have lost a little bit of track of that vest, because I don't know of any reason why he would give that up. Certainly not for a shock rifle that he already had ammo for. Now, 2 seconds till this belt spawns. This could be a big belt. If Reeve can find a way to steal this belt, and he does. Oh, but he has to get away still, so 2 big shots. Crytek's shot primary has come up huge. Again, he hit 8 in a row last game. Didn't really come out to any big difference as far as the score goes, but this time he's been able to push him away. He's been able to poke him and keep him where he wants him. A little bit of corralling going on with it. There's another shot, though, around the corner, so Reeve answering right back. Another shot to the back. But Crytek is so stacked, he can tank these shots and still has 154 over 21. So one thing we're seeing here, oh, the nice sniper shot there, turning away. And Reeve right now is finding himself in a position that you can often find yourself in bigger maps like this, where it's just difficult to close the gap. Oh, and the nice pluck out of midair. Reeve gonna go ahead and call GG. All Crytek in this map once he got control of that map. Look at that, 5-1 belts, 7-4 vests. Crytek looking very good, and really not a surprise. Again, just a map that plays more into his favor. So very curious to find out then what map 3 is going to be. We'll have our tiebreaker, another tiebreaker. 3 out of 4 duels today already going to 3 maps. DM erase it shall be. Players are ready, should be jumping right into this one. So another matchup, another tiebreaker. And here is your countdown, 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you another map 3. Reeve versus Crytek. This one for the final point in this matchup. Early aggression as both players have a hit scan weapon. Reeve hitting multiple snipes in a row. That's going to get him the first kill on the board. The first 2 maps between these two were so tense. Nobody going down until 3, 4, 5 minute mark. Now, cracking it open early is Reeve. We'll see if that changes the flow. I think that might actually play into his favor. I believe Reeve is probably a little more comfortable with an aggressive kind of brawling game. Oh, and this shock back and forth. Reeve actually hitting quite a few shots there, which is... Oh, and the slowed down shock ball goes ahead and combos it, gets the kill. But yeah, I think Reeve is going to be more comfortable. Nice anticipation there. With turning this into a shootout, essentially, making it a fast-paced game. This is kind of the middle-of-the-road map. It's not as big and open as deck, but it's certainly not what you would call a tight map. So this is a map that I think Crytek, if he can get a handle on some armor, get a sniper rifle in his hands, same strategy as deck, really. It's going to be to try to keep Reeve at a distance, push him away, turn it into a shot and sniping map, and right there, hitting a couple big shots is Crytek. And you see him with the chase down now. Oh, the anti-combo takes him down to 2 HP, and the follow-up. Aggressive plays there by Crytek. I was actually a little surprised to not see him fall back and just try to cut him off. 7 seconds till belt spawns. Has Crytek kept timing of the belt? That is the question. It's up right now. He grabs Sniper. You can see him anticipating the attack. Reeve going to go ahead and concede that. 100 armor vest is up now, but Crytek can cut him off there if he wants to. It looks like he's going to go up top, and maybe a few seconds late, though. So both players still kind of getting a hold of the rhythm of the power-up timings. That was a big opportunity. Oh, a nice rocket, 100 damage rocket by Crytek with the anticipation. And a combo answered right back by Reeve, so both players one big shot away from going down. Huge combo there, and the follow-up by Crytek, so catches Reeve being aggressive. You saw Reeve with that link out, trying to chase him down. It was so effective in map 1. So the counter by Crytek might be that every time he goes below 100 HP, just start throwing combos and whatever you can out behind you, because you know Reeve is going to try to close that gap again, kind of start a brawl. And Reeve again conceding the shield belt. I'm not sure if he lost timing of it, or if he just doesn't want to give up any free damage there, but with a 1 frag lead, going up against someone with 3 times the armor, a little bit tricky. Nice combo up top, only about 40 damage, nothing huge. Oh, and the close range fight over the 100 armor, Reeve winning, diving right into it, and that saved him. If he dives off or onto that ledge and doesn't get that 100 armor, he probably goes down there. It's a big risk. Gives him the 2 frag lead, and that extra buffer is going to be so important, especially with Crytek, the way he's shooting, and there you go. Erases that extra deficit. Looking for the follow-up kill, and Reeve actually kills himself. So another self-kill in this match. I should say in this matchup, because we saw a couple on DM Deep in the earlier games. So back to square one, and oh, and catches him. The instant kill 100 damage rocket. Point blank, gets himself a 2 frag lead again, and the shield belt. That was actually a really big chase down by Reeve. That second kill, of course, just such a big buffer, so important. And of course, controlling the belt. That was a pretty important kill there. Crytek almost with the anticipation combo, instead gets nothing out of it. Now Reeve. Link, and then the follow-up sniper. Chasing him down, and Crytek. So what we saw in the earlier maps is Crytek was trying to pull out Flak to counter this Link chase down by Reeve. In this map, it looks like he's pulling out Shock a little bit more, maybe relying on combos in the primary. It's working out a little bit better, so I don't know if that was a conscious adjustment by Crytek, as he gets 1 kill there, looking for the tie and kill right here with the Link. Oh, and Reeve spawned right in front of him. And there you go, tie game as Crytek gives him a taste of his own Link-flavored medicine. We're halfway through this one and still dead even. Belt is up, the concession, so Crytek didn't even go for that belt, gives it up and gives up a kill in the process. Interesting play there by Crytek, very risky move. I think was maybe trying to bait him. Reeve had a chance for a mid-air combo, he misses it. So that allows Crytek to back up, get a little bit of armor. He does have a shock rifle, so Crytek can defend himself reasonably well right now, but he's definitely going to want to get some more health and armor. Still plenty of time left in this one to find an opportunity to erase that deficit yet again. Reeve has led this one from the very beginning. Crytek has not had a lead, but he has fought his way back into it a couple times. Oh, close range rockets by Reeve. That is going to benefit him. That's the kind of fight that Reeve wants to find himself in. Crytek wants to make it a long-range game. Once again, he wants to shoot shock primary, sniper rifle shots. When it's close range rockets and Link, that's going to be Reeve all day long. So there you go. Shield belt goes to Reeve. Still got a few of those left to spawn in this matchup. Crytek on the run, only getting 50 armor now. He's going to have to circle back around. He's going to want that 100 armor if he wants to have any opportunity to really break through and be aggressive here. We'll go to Crytek's perspective. He dives right into it, avoids the combo. 2 big primaries, actually. So now he has the opportunity to try to chase down Reeve. Guesses a little bit off. Oh, the anti-combo erases his shock ball, but he's up close with that sniper rifle, trying to get a shot, can't quite peek through. Reeve gets away with 41 HP. That's 1 shot away from death with that sniper rifle. Still tense moments. Oh, just enough health to survive. Crytek with 32 now. He's going to go away. Some really clutch shots being hit by both players. Oh, the combo lined up. Crytek just a little bit off with the timing, allows Reeve to escape. Another big shot there. Both players really low on HP. There's a big shot. 2 in a row. 1 more will do it. There's a 45 damage. Anything will kill him. He's going to pull out the Link. Was waiting for it. There you go. Only 47 HP, but he's going to have this 100 armor right in front of him. And Crytek now down by 1 with 2.5 minutes to go, and everything under his control. Just has to close that gap. Oh, Reeve with the double back. He jukes him. Nice combo that erases him. One more shot away. He slid right under the sniper shot. Crytek knew exactly where he was going. He's going to have to chase him down now. One more shot to tie it up. Here it is, the flak ambush, and Crytek wins. Reeve won it all with that flak primary shot. Risked it big. It didn't work out. Nice job using the lift to escape, but just a little bit late getting to that belt. And it's great escape there, actually, by Reeve going up and over that. Nice sniper shot, though, and Crytek is on the hunt. He only needs one more shot. Anything will kill him. Oh, dangerous jump up that lift. And another combo in the exact same spot. Crytek has been dialed in on that. And Reeve is just on the run right now. He's stuck in the corner. This is such a tough spot to get out of, and he falls down. Misses the dodge jump. And now with that 100 armor going to Crytek, he has the lead with 90 seconds left. So now the pressure is on Reeve. He's only got 55 HP. Okay, he's back up to 100. Oh, eats a combo. That was a huge combo to at least take time off the clock. Anti-combo by Reeve. Going to take Crytek down to 105 armor. Belt spawns in 3 seconds. This could be the game. Reeve able to get that shield belt clean. That's a huge grab. Crytek was in position. I don't think he wanted to risk a close range engagement. But now, Reeve on the hunt, looking like Crytek did a couple minutes ago. Just needs some anticipation shots. He's got the shock rifle and all the ammo he needs. He has him lined up, and oh, just misses with that combo. But he's chasing him down. Nice jump. Has him in the corner. 112 damage with that combo. He's got him down low with that Link. He's going to chew through that armor. Only 100 life and basically no armor left for Crytek. 20 seconds to go. Reeve just has to chase him down right now. He's got him where he wants him. He's got the Link trained on him, and there's nowhere for him to go except the lift. He can't get there, and with 14 seconds left to go, Reeve ties it right back up. And now the advantage is Reeve's. If he can find him off the spawn, he can end this one with one more kill, but only has 5 seconds to go. He's going to be hyper aggressive, but he can't find him. So a little bit of damage, but now we're going to have a 2-minute overtime. Oh, the Link chase down, knowing that he's weak. Again, Crytek just going down a minute ago means no armor under his belt. Shield belt going to Reeve, and that was a huge turnaround in the last couple minutes. Crytek fighting his way back into the lead, but Reeve hanging on, tying it up to send it to overtime with 14 seconds left. And then getting that first kill so important, and now up to 170 health over 105, looking to put this one away. And there it is, combo to Link, up by 2 now. This is getting harder and harder for Crytek as Reeve can turn on the aggression. Look at how stacked he is. This is probably as much health and armor as Reeve has had all map, other than, you know, occasionally having a shield belt for a little while. There's another kill. 3 kills in overtime. There's the concession. And the comeback to the comeback by Reeve. The answer, look how dead even these two were. 6-4 belts, 10-7 vests, dead even 50s. Only 80 difference in damage. As close of a matchup as you could find, in great games between these two. But in the end, SAS really coming through, facing some adversity, especially in the duel stages here, but still coming through, keeping their focus, and ultimately coming out on top with 5 of those ever important points to start off on the top of the rankings for Season 3. So great matchups coming up there. Back-to-back best of 3 tiebreaker duels. Whew, so that ended up actually being a pretty long match with all the tiebreakers. So I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to get ready. We do have Druckvel versus Sons of Death. So it's SOD versus DW coming up in just a few minutes. It's actually scheduled to start right about now, so we'll keep an eye out on that hub. I'm going to take, again, just a couple minute break, and we'll be back with you for the 3rd matchup of the day.